How you doing, Ryan? How you doing, mate? Hope you well. Can't hear you, Ryan. Oh, where's he gone? Hello, I'll start it myself, shall I? Hang on, here we go. Oh, all you hardcores out there, how are you doing? It's the raving lunatic here. I must be crazy doing this. Was waiting for Ryan to log on. It's all good stuff. Here he is. Here's Ryan. Women love him. Men want to live next door to him.
Yeah, he gets told to move sharpish, mate. Okay, no.
You have a bit of a tech problem, just then, kid.
No, I had a meeting with a Floridian company called, I don't know, I really like it.
Are still in office? Still in office, yeah?
Yeah. So the majority of my market's in America. So I don't like it, but sometimes I'll have to start late to liaise with the Yanks. Frustrating me, but fuck it. Pays me.
Hi. How you been?
Good, you know, mate. Good. Back to full health, mate. Back to full health, rocking and rolling, ducking and diving here and there as well. You know how it goes, mate. How have you been, though?
Well, I'm in between running from car garages to car body shops. We're coping all right down here in the land of Brum. I like it down here. Do you know what? I met a couple of guys in a local gym the other day. My own kids, Pete and Lou, I think. They were all nice blokes, yeah. And they thought, this is one of them said to me, I forget which one it was, says, am I from Salford? So now Yorkshire, mate. So you got a bit of a Salford twang, I thought. But I don't remember saying, yeah. Like you. Or, got any either. That's what my mate Frank says.
That's what I say all the time. No, either, no, either, no.
Well, that was your Doris. I said, oh, she's all right, Frank.
Okay, now.
Yeah, there's a lot been going on, Ryan, in boxing.
What's been going on, mate? What's been going on with your top spar, Carl Froch?
Listen, mate, is do you know what? You just think you know some people, and you know what? Somebody sent me something today. I've had a look at it. It's got. I'm gonna put it to bed after this. I think he's got Horsecock on his channel, right? Now, Horsecock didn't go into bat for him when Sky didn't renew his contract, right? Because Carl refused to wear one of them BLM badges, didn't he? Horsecock wore his, Super Bean wore his, Andy Scott and all the rest of them. Froch didn't wear his. So when they didn't renew his contract, all this friends to the end, good to see you, Johnny, we go way back. Why didn't Horsecock go into bat for him at Sky? Why didn't Horsecock go into bat for Glenn McCrory? Obviously, he had a drinking problem and other issues. He didn't go into bat for him. And look, it's every man for themselves in boxing. Whereas, do you remember Shearer, Lineker, and Ian Wright? They were a bit of an issue. They all came out and backed Ian Wright because to his mates, didn't they? And, and were it the BBC or whatever platform it were? They cowtailed to him, didn't they? But you don't get that. You don't get in that box in boxing because it's every man for themselves. So, and then I see him on his channel, and I think, oh, but what done me head in really? What Conor Ben interview and Brazil, not understanding. Amir Khan, wow, the Amir Khan one. I'm like, have you seen that? Like, oh my God. Because I really know what he thinks about him. I mean, he's all right, no problem with him, but and then the Turkey one with the national anthem. He put it out on his channel, got interview, didn't do nothing, and I thought, well, I don't really want people around me like that or texting me or and no. But the Horsecock one today. And then I seen him on Bellew on a Zoom. He's telling you, I don't do Zooms. You're going to have to come to the house. I'm not chasing about, Carl. So there you go. You're going to come down here, then we're doing it on Zoom. Now I've got to go. It's a fucking messer. Absolute messer. And if you can't keep your word with me, they're done. That's Dennis. So I got no messers. But the Horsecock one, Wow, horsecock. Fake mates. And that's what it is, isn't it? Technically, it's fake mates.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something. Give me a ring and all that. You know, you bump into people at shows. And, yeah, let's do an interview. It's fakeness because he wants to get a few quid because he's obviously Carl's partners with that tech guy. They split the dough, don't they? Horsecock wants to get out there, get his point across. It's as fake as you can get. And James Couch warned me when I started with Dennis over 10 years ago. And I went, no, it is. It's fakeness, and people are not genuine. And pretty that horsecock thing were embarrassing, but the Amir Khan one and the Bellew ones, they were it's all fake mates. I mean, these people are brassing themselves off to get the point across on certain channels that do views. They can't stand sight of each other. It's fake.
Yeah, I don't know how people behave like that, me.
What, mate?
I don't know how people behave like that. I can't stomach, you know, if you think someone's an helmet or a bit of a blur, like, I don't want to be wrapped around them. I don't want to spend any time with them. You know what I mean? I don't know how a boxing man would do that. But showing himself
I was putting
up.
200 quid a fight on for Joshua to get filled in. But eventually he did get filled in for a reason, but I still ended up down. Like one of the makers, I'm hardly going to stand up and cheering him. So I just think he's as fake as you can get. He's wrapped in cotton wool. Since Vladimir filled him in, obviously Vladimir lost, didn't he? But he dropped him.
Yeah.
Touched him up. We wrapped him in cotton wool, but we're not allowed to say like that. But when I see Carl there with Johnny Nelson and Johnny saying, yeah, you're the channel that tells it as it is, well, it's built off my back. That's the bottom line, isn't it?
He must hate that the comments are proper.
I've
like
seen what they say to him.
Go in on him.
Honest with you, you best not commenting on his channel because he thrives on that, Carl. He thrives on it. If he doesn't get that, he can't cope. He has to be tortured. If they're torturing him, he thinks he's doing something good. It's quite a bit odd.
Oh, does he like that? Yeah.
He actually likes it. Yeah, reads every single one. It's a bit odd. Everybody to the
I don't put. In fact, I've replied to a couple of comments on your channel, but I don't comment on YouTube. I don't do that.
So, but anyway, we put him to bed.
Busy,
Johnny Horsecott. I mean, Johnny, look, I'm not being racist here. I don't care what people think. I'm past caring now, but Johnny's only at Sky because he's Mr. Woke, isn't he? That's why he's there. Bricktop said it in his column. He's there. We know why he's there. So he plays the game. He's probably going to be there forever till he's about 80, Johnny. And that's just how it is. Johnny wore his badge. He wouldn't dare go into bat for the Cobra over an issue like that. He wouldn't dare. But you'd have thought he would after today's interview. We're giving it the old, we're friends to the end. Look, there's no mates in boxing. None. It's about what you can get. Horsecock would step over Ben Shalom to get to the big seats.
Yeah.
But if they gave him the big seat, could he handle it? I think he could. He's got enough knowledge. But we're going to see. But I just think all they need somebody to front Sky out is just a good presenter with that Anna Woolhouse. Get Horsecock and Anna Woolhouse to get it over that line.
But Johnny Horsecock's definitely slinging her one round the back of the arenas, isn't he, mate? He'd be walloping every spit of skirt in Sky Sports, Johnny Horsecock.
Well, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true. Allegedly, some say that Johnny's done her, but he didn't have to look at her. My mate were telling me that. And I said, well, how could he do her and not look at her? He said, well, he was in one room and she was in other, and he just bent it round corridors. Pop, pop, bang. Whether he is or he, I don't know. I know she used to go out with Jamie Redknapp, didn't she? And she went with Barney Francis, you know, the managing director at Sky for years, the black-haired guy. She went with him once. Got rid of it, didn't he? But good luck to her. She's obviously unlucky in love, isn't she? Because Redknapp's married now, isn't it, to some Swedish model. So, but she's a nice looking lass, Anna Woolhouse, but not for me. I don't like little networkers.
No.
So, hey ho, right then. Let's move on then from the adventures of fucking Tintin.
Yeah.
Big nose. In fact, we'll start straight at the beginning. Is he going to fight Jake Paul? And does he beat him? The guy says he doesn't.
You know what's mad? I've just been doing a Teams meeting with they're quite a big aviation company in Florida, right? and the kid who works there is from Puerto Rico, and he was asking me that. He said, "Hey, is your Carl Froch gonna fight Jake Paul from Puerto Rico?" And I was like, "Is he fuck? It's a load of bollocks. It's a load of bollocks. Why would Carl Froch, irrespective of him being a shithouse, why is the great Carl Froch gonna fight someone who got outboxed, soundly outboxed by someone who isn't capable of winning an area belt in Mr. Thomas Fury?" He's garbage.
I'm not going to rant off over this or swear because I'm in a lot of trouble with swearing. I've got this new sponsor. But what I want to make is this: it's a gimmick fight, isn't it? Right. Tommy Fury is a gimmick fighter. He can't box eggs, right? But they managed to manipulate a way through social media, whether Tommy's done it off back of his stepbrother or Jake Paul's done it off back of his brother. I don't know. They managed to find a way to get an opening to get millions of pounds. So you have to respect that. But boxing shoots itself in foot, doesn't it? Because we've got hardworking professionals in this country, like Jack Catterall, for instance.
Yeah.
So he should really be an undisputed world champion now. People should have got behind him after that. But he ain't. And then we've got this guy here flying around in private jets with Mayweather money. It's going to send you crazy, can't it, this sport?
Yeah. There's no correlation for skill set. Football, basketball. You know where I'm coming from, though. Jack Catterall, I'm biased, but some cheeky get said on your comments, actually, it referred to me as Catterall's brother. I don't know whether he was saying that I lick his ass or that I look like him.
Oh, my God, I get that all the time, but that's no that.
Yeah.
What they got to say, you think Lawrence Cole is on a good run. 2 fights, bridgerweight and heavyweight, 2 knockouts, round 1.
First round, yeah.
Can't do any more, can you? But all these so-called experts who don't want to come and do a Zoom and have a debate with me have plenty to say in the comment section, but we'll not name them because it's probably on fake accounts anyway. But
they would love that as well.
It is. But if you want to come and do a Zoom with me, the books are open until Saturday. hockeycorner@mail.com. It's in the bottom corner. Okay, Elmer Fudd. He's piped up on Sky Sports. What next for Elmer? Johnny Fisher, right? What next for him?
Matt Skelton, Danny Williams.
Elmer Fudd, what next? Yeah. He's just got flogged by a fat journeyman from Johnny. And they're saying what next for him in a big sit down on Sky. How can that be? How can that be?
Honestly, mate, I have no idea where the hoopla came from. I'm not really understand. I've said it before. I don't really understand where it's coming from with regards to Dave Allen. I don't get it at all now. He's everyone's favourite guy. Dave Allen couldn't sell 5 tickets in his own hometown 12 months ago and was having to pay journeyman out of his own pocket. Now he's everyone's best flavour. He's going to fight Joseph Parker. Forget him. Forget Elmer Fudd. They're both, they're no good.
All right, then Elmer Fudd, he's basically a journeyman, isn't he? His dad's beating jump for him. Well, I said to Terry earlier, I personally think he's like a programmed robot. When in his answers, he's very media savvy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He don't criticise anybody. He's got no edge to him. I'm not saying you can go too far with it like Ben Whittaker. You've got to find a bit of a balance. You don't hear him come out and say, "Look, it's business, and I'm going to knock him out." He's like, "Oh, he's my friend. He's a great guy. I've met him. He's lovely. He's my pal." He's like that, isn't he? And he's not.
He's my pal. Huh? He's my pal. We're good friends. Yeah.
Yeah. He's all that, but.
Go in and say, I'm going to splatter his nose all over the gaff. I want to punch him up because if I don't punch him up, he's punching me up, and I don't want that. I hate all of that nonsense.
Yeah. Okay. Eubank Ben 2. It's a done deal for September, but only a few days ago they were talking Ben ringside with his dad for Manny Pacquiao Barrios, which we'll come to in a minute. Do you think that might have tipped Eubank over edge so he could come out and sign the deal and get it all sorted and that? Do you think?
Um, I understand why he would. I understand why he would, but he won the fight quite comfortably. Like,
Oh, Eubank, yeah, it's a unanimous. So why do we need a rematch for
yeah, I don't really get
get
it.
that right? Do
No, not at all. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, you know what's really annoying is they're overlooking Mario Barrios big time. Mario Barrios is a serious operator who smashed Ugas to bits, and you know his only loss. Or sorry, I think he's lost twice. As you know, yeah, he lost to Furman as well. He was good in that fight. He was really good in the Tank Davis fight, and he was weight drained. Like he will batter Conor Ben. He'll really hurt Conor Ben. I don't understand why there's this massive, significant play. Like, it don't really make much sense unless they're thinking Pacquiao might win. We're getting a 46, 47-year-old man for a WBC title. I don't know.
Okay. Curtis Woodhouse came on the channel yesterday. He wants me to go on his channel, so that should be good. The gloves are off with Curtis Woodhouse, I believe it's called. So I'll give him a like and a subscribe and a follow. I don't usually go on other channels, but I said I'd go on it because he's my pal and he used to come up to the studio and see me. And he's all right, Kurt. He's got a bit of edge to him. I like him.
Yeah, I like him.
We'll have to have a night out down at his mum's pub in Driffield, Falcon. So I've heard that's where it all happens on a Friday and a Saturday.
I was just going to say, it sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, if you like a lock-in. So, Eubank Ben, Kurt says they've done 50,000 tickets in one day, but that's just Eddie chatting, isn't it, really? There's no proof of that, is there? Do you think a lot of them could have gone on StubHub?
Of course they will.
Yeah.
Of course they will.
60,000 tickets, and they give like, say, 45,000 to StubHub, and then 5,000 comp. 50 are gone already, aren't they? So it doesn't mean they've gone like in 20 minutes and all that, does it? You know, like a Froch Grove kind of thing at Wembley rematch.
No, it's not that level, is it? We've had this. It's not that level. It's a fuck. It's a pretty. You know, I like Eubank Junior. I actually do. I find him quite an interesting listen because he's an fairly intellectual guy.
Yeah.
He's European level. Versus someone who's never fought for an English belt. No, I still find it perplexing. Very perplexing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird.
Who have you got in rematch?
Oh, Eubank definitely. Yeah, easy. Yeah. What about you?
Has there been any mention of what weight it's at? Because it's all a bit up in the air. I mean, different reports. I just wonder what you've heard.
I've not heard a thing. I'll be honest with you. It's like a Jake Paul scenario, or
a gimmick fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just not really of any intrigue. You know, I'm interested in. I'm not licking arse again, but I'm interested in Harlem Eubank versus Jack Catterall. I think that'd be a really good fight. Yeah, I'm interested in things like that where it means something. There's something, winner and loser. Like there's something going to happen there for them. Those kind of fights, it's just it's not. Yeah, it's not for me, man.
Okay, well, we'll get into nitty gritty now. Bricktop has come out and he said that Terry McCann's drug issue is a farce. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I've seen that. So he needs to be then forcing the issue. Well, what's gone on? Why has he failed the drug test? Why is nothing happening? I'm a big fan of Dennis McCann. I think Dennis McCann is fantastic. And he seems like the kind of guy who will fight anyone as well. He's got all the skills. He punches a bit. Again, he's there to have a tear up. He did it with that Jan Baluta. It's only Frank Warren that can kind of force the issue, is it not? Or am I?
Yeah, well, I've
Being
changed his
stupid
name
there.
by default to Terry McCann. You know what Minder?
Yeah. Is that,
Tell you what, didn't you watch Minder
I
back
did
in
hear that. I
day?
was on to what you were doing there, in fairness.
Anyway, look, this is how I look at it, right? Terry McCann, you've got performance enhancing drugs in your urine. So, Houston, we have a problem with that. Us hardcores. Even though you're a nice, clean cut kid and all that, with willow cream there, and you say all right things,
Yeah.
do all right things. Out of the, was it 60 odd fighters in the last 5 years that have failed dope tests? Not one person's come out and gone, well, yeah, I'm guilty. Not one. So it's just the same old, same old. They've been out at ring a year. If it's a farce, prove it. Show us. Don't just get Bricktop to come out and go into bat for you because you've done a year without fighting. Naughty, naughty. Could be a silent man. We don't know. But then what happens is, I noticed the same media outlets, they run with that story that it's a farce. RFA Davis, he goes and does interviews on 6 or 7 YouTube channels, plus his own, plus TalkSport. And then they spread the gospel, right? The gospel gets spreaded that it's a farce. And then the natives run with it, then the casuals. And it's repeat, 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 repeat. But not on my fucking watch. Pop, pop, bang. You know what I mean? It's in your system.
He was training him at the time. Oh, it was McNally, wasn't it? Joe McNally.
Is that what we're training him? The go-to guy.
Yeah, the go-to guy in Liverpool, yeah. I'm just trying to think if anyone else has popped over there. I don't think they have they? But I don't know.
I don't know what to make of it all, but look, it's in your system. So it's no good crying over spilt milk. Everybody fails the dope test now. They're all innocent, aren't they? We've had it with him all. Yui, Tyson Fury, 2 issues and 1 refusal. So he's had 3 issues. Yui 1.
Yeah.
Nobody's allowed to talk about it. Crusher Ben, nobody's allowed to talk about it. 2 issues. Dillian White's had 4 issues in combat sports. 1 in K1. 1 when he were a novice boxer for some over-the-counter substance. Well, it's all over the counter, isn't it? Doesn't everything get it? Oh, it's some areas it's legal, some it's illegal, but it still comes over a fucking counter. You're going to pay for it. But then you had Oscar Rivers fight, and what was the other one? Before the Joshua fight. But nobody can talk about it. It's knackers for the sake of chatting knackers. The sport's full of drug cheats, and if they've got a bit of a name and titles and a bit of a following, nobody wants to take them on. Nobody wants to take Bricktop on. If he's pissing it down out there, and Bricktop turns around and says, "What's weather like out there?" and it's pissing it down, and Coogan or Umar go, "Oh, it's pissing it down, Bricktop." Bricktop will go, "No, it's sunny." And they'll go, "Yeah, it's red hot." Because they don't say any other, because they all want access. Even Horsecock spoke about that to Big Nose today, didn't he? The man we know, Knackers. He spoke to him about it on his channel. So, look, people need access, and I understand that they want to make a living, but the majority of these YouTubers are pinching a living. They're pinching a living, but masquerading as boxing journalists. They're not boxing journalists. Adam Cattrall's got his own YouTube channel, and I used to be a fan of his, but then I see him on TalkSport. Whenever Bricktop's there, he shits his pants.
Yeah, he's a different guy, him, from being on his channel. When he's on his own channel with what's the other Mickey Mouse there?
Nick Pete.
Yeah, when them two are together, Cattrall's bollocks, they're massive, and he puts it on the line. Gets on TalkSport.
But then when he gets on TalkSport,
he's a bollock
bum. The
he
squeakinator.
He needs his scouse mate to give him the bollocks, in my opinion, because I'm with you there, actually. Fuck Adam Cattrall.
You know Joseph Parker, the original Stinkinator, because fighters, they fight at range, don't they? And then he's like, at range, and then another 2 foot back. You know, like Johnny Nelson, reaching all the time.
Yeah.
Right. Parker is the Stinkinator. Johnny Nelson is the original Stinkinator. Adam Cattrall's the Squeakinator. That's what I've named him, the Squeakinator, because his cheeks squeak when he's near Bricktop. And why is that? Just because Bricktop's got a pig farm, so what? Who cares?
He's just a bollockless shite. Like I said, I think he needs
the pants, mate.
He needs his mate with him to have a few seats. I caught for that the other week because I have been watching this MMA stuff. I did pass it off as kind of a bit homosexual initially, like men grabbing each other and what have you. I didn't really like it, but then I have warmed to it a little bit. And I was listening to his podcast and I thought, he's a completely different guy with a Scouse bloke next to him. Who's he? Like, because I didn't like him on TalkSport. I thought, hey, like I say, he's a shitbag.
When I went off Adam Cattrall, the Squeakinator, when I seen him go around to Tom Aspinall's gym, and he started going off on a tangent. He started like being the PR guy for Tom Aspinall. Now, I have met Tom Aspinall a few times, and one of my good friends is very close friends with Tom's dad. And listen, Tom Aspinall doesn't need anybody to go into bat for him with PR. He does what he says on tin. He's actually a really nice kid, Tom.
Yeah, I like him.
To be in Tom's company and they go above and beyond. I've interviewed Tom Aspinall on here. I've only been going a couple of years. I've interviewed him on here, and he's a lovely kid. I met him several times. He's all right, but people go into bat for him like the Gad goes into bat for Tyson Fury for years, but Tyson didn't ask him to do it. They take it upon themselves to be arse lickers. That's what happens, Ryan. And then so people just let him run with it. I went off him when I seen him pretending to be Tom Aspinall's PR guy. Well, Tom Aspinall's got his own channel and he's in demand all the time. We don't need Adam Cattrall to sing his praises. He's bassing everybody he's fought anymore or less, Tom. So
he's
their own person. But they need to be their own person, these media people, instead of licking male arsehole. It's pretty embarrassing. But like I said, whenever Bricktop's in his company, he tends to shiver.
He bottles it, mate.
It's like a leaf. Why?
Yeah.
And then you're getting all pumped up on his own channel. Listen, mate, ask proper questions. Right? Because this is how I look at it, right? They're not giving Dennis McCann on Adam Cattrall's channel the same energy that they gave Crusher Ben, are they? Because they went after Crusher Ben, but they're not going after Dennis McCann. Why is that? Adam Cattrall, the Squeakinator. You should be embarrassing. So people need to unsubscribe from your channel, Adam Cattrall, unless you ask the proper questions, or comment on Adam Cattrall's channel on the Fight Disciples and ask him why he loses his arsehole when he's in Bricktop's company and why he pumps his little 34 chest out on his channel. Porky's International YouTube, that's my sister channel. We're going to be doing some stuff on there next couple of days. All being well, there's already about 30 videos on there. Go and have a look and let me know what you think, especially if you're a cricket fan. But we're going to be doing other stuff. Eddie slagging off Adrian Mole. What do you make of that? He always seems to be digging him out every 2 or 3 days. He has a dig at Adrian Mole, doesn't he?
Listen, let's be frank here about poor old Adrian Mole. He's absolutely pony, mate. Yeah, he's wank. He don't know what he's doing. God bless him. But Eddie sees him, and has the crack with him. It's like proper bullying type shit. Like, I'd love someone to just slap Eddie and just slap him, spank him, because he'd have never taken an arse kicking, and he'd ask go and his attitude would completely change, and he wouldn't be a bully anymore, because that is what he's doing. He's bullying, like, and it just makes me really wish that fucking, I don't know, Adrian Mole would have, I don't know, a couple of E's or something like that. Change your personality, get something about you, get on the roids, shave your hair off, get on the Sus and Decker or whatever it's called, and have it. Do you know what I mean? You can't be letting someone terrorise you like that. Like, plays him for a fool. Bullying is something I don't like, so I do apologise if I was getting a little bit held up there, mate.
Eddie'd love to get back on at Sky, wouldn't he?
100%. That's why he's saying the things he's saying.
He'd love to get back on at Sky. Okay, love to get the old firm together, won't they? Super Bean, Eddie Hills, Horsecock. They'd love to get them all back, wouldn't they? Andy Scott, all of them back together. Old Big Nose. They'd love to get them all back, but it's all fractured, isn't it? Ryan, I want to ask you about certain promoters. We know we're going on about, oh, we only put 50-50 fights on this and that. Well, if they're 50-50 fights, why are the fights at the bookies not evens then? Why are they all like 1-100 or 1-50 if the 50s? Over to you, mate.
What? Which promoter puts 50-50s on?
Oh, well, I'm still looking.
Yeah, I've not won any dough on the boxing fair. What serious money? Probably Ruiz Joshua first fight. Yeah, there's never. I don't know. I said this to you though. Actually, I'll give credit where it's due. I think Queensbury do well with 50-50 matchups. And I think Tom Dallas, that's his name, the Matchroom's boy, who's usually piss poor. He did well with the Afai card because there was a couple of 50-50s there. Whether that was intentional, I think they may have overlooked the lad who Afai got panned by. But yeah, on the whole, there aren't any. And again, this is why I'm having a look at this UFC and checking out their business model. And it's constantly 50-50 fights or, perceived 50-50 fights because there's no favoritism. There's no, they just want to put on the best display for the fans and make the brand even bigger and better and stronger, etc., etc. Whereas boxing, it isn't like that. It's just not like that at all.
Well, if you go and look at the last 10 shows Bricktop's put on, the last 10 shows Eddie Hills has put on, you'll see that it's 86 and 88% home wins. So how is that 50-50 fights? They're not, are they?
Hey, what would their big runs like opinion be on both of those two guys? In terms of the quality of their brands and content and what they put out. Is he
straight away what Dennis would say. He'd say, these shows that they're putting on, they're no better than mine. Obviously, the fighters have got better pedigree, but if you're talking about quality, Dennis would say Sky and DAZN, or just DAZN, because said he's not with Sky now, they should have a quality control, right?
Yeah.
I'd say Dennis puts as competitive fights on, but at a lower level than That's what he would say. He say they're trying to sell us something that, for example, Dillian White against Moses Aitoma, right? Bricktop keeps going on about Dillian's durable, he's capable, and this is his world title, really. And if he beats Moses, he's in the mix for Usyk or the bar, and he's got a killer left hook, and he's training hard, and he's a big puncher, and he's got wins over Derek Chisora and Joseph Parker, and they're highly ranked, but that was donkeys years ago. Well, Bricktop is trying to sell that as a 50-50, but if you go to BoxRec, it's all out there. Dillian White, in his last 6 or 7 fights, has got heavier and heavier and heavier. He's throwing less punches and less punches and less punches. He's got less head movement. He's taking rounds off. He's showing all the signs of an aging fighter. And then we've got this kid here, 12-0, 21-year-old, his next birthday, a sharpshooter and a southpaw, right? So they're getting Dillian White at the right time. It'll be an absolute 3-round shallacking. That's what this will be. But he's got to sell the fight as ooh. And then you've got Gareth A. Davis and Dillian White and all the rest of them that are doing all these interviews saying, oh, last thing you lose is your power. Do you know when I used to hear that up at Big Ron's, I used to think, he's going to get shallot, this guy. Oh, no, last thing you lose is your power. And that's what you need to be saying to us on your channel. They're trying to tell us something that's not there. It's like me trying to sell you a 69 plate Citroen van. And I'm trying to sell it as a Mercedes Vito. But it isn't. It's a Citroen, isn't it? It's still a Citroen. Yeah. Oh, listen, just as good as Mercedes and runs better and blah. But it's not a Merc, it's a fucking Citroen. You see where I'm coming from?
The way that you can have a look at it as well, and this is to anyone who doesn't really understand the mechanics of boxing and the athleticism involved. Dillian White can only land a punch on an individual when his feet are still.
He can't punch on the move. The only way the left hook lands is if he's stiff. That's it. And he's got to then rely on the other person being a poor athlete, again, i.e. a Derek Chisora, or an old 41-year-old Alexander Povetkin, or a 5'9" what was the drug cheat Colombian? I can't remember his name. He's got to rely on things like that. Moses Atama isn't going to stand still and take a slow left hook off Dillian White. No, so please do not pay for it. Please do not pay for that fight. Anyone who's interested in it.
Well, it's pay-per-view, isn't it? Like, how's that pay-per-view? A 12-0 novice, right? 20-year-old 12-0 novice, right? Whose best win's probably Marius Bach.
Yeah.
Against Dillian White, who's not done note for donkey's years and he's been inactive and he's a 4-time drug cheater, and they're trying to tell me that's fucking pay-per-view. Are they having a fucking laugh?
Hey, listen,
nobody's mentioning a word in media, are they?
Hey, if people think it was only 4 fucking times as well, I'm telling you now, yeah, that Dosser failed. He failed the drugs test. I'm sure it was after he fought Hastings Rassani. Bloody hellfire, right? You know, Hastings Rassani, if he's taking drugs to fight him, right? I'm sure you remember Hastings.
Yeah.
Good, you know, decent-ish journeyman. It was when Chris Oko was training him. And I'm telling you now, he'd have took drugs for every single fight he had afterwards. There's no way you're taking drugs to fight Hastings Rassani, yeah, and then you're not taking him to fight Derek Chisora. I don't rate Chisora, but let's be real, he's levels and levels and levels above poor old Hastings Rassani. So if you think anyone thinks he's failed just 4 times, or he's only just done it 4 times and he's been caught out, no, he'd have done it every single fight. Dillian White's someone who shouldn't be allowed in the sport of boxing. Shouldn't.
I agree. Okay, do you want to go on to part 2, Ryan?
Sound all my mate. I'll see you in a sec.
Okay. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. And thanks for sharing your videos on WhatsApp and your platforms. That's about it. I've had to change this t-shirt now and put the Big Ron t-shirt on. Big Ron's trying to get back in with me. I might throw him a little chicken bone. You know, when them that he's snapping off like Big Ron's neck. So Big Ron, get that £5,000, put in a bank account with RSPCA, send me a screenshot, and then I can do the business, can't we? Ice Skate, that place in Sheffield where you want to do this exhibition with me, Big Ron, and I'll punch you up. And then pop, bang.